always had a dream of being an author. Always wanted to write a book.
I have about 3,000 readers at present by my latest estimate, and that's pretty impressive for an indie.
We never published before. We are a retired couple, of course, but we started 18 months ago with no experience. And would you believe, 4 children's books.
I have now researched and written 3 books. They're historical novels.
I have 9 books published through iUniverse.
I had no idea how many aspiring authors there are, and I spend part of every book signing, a significant part of every book signing, counseling would-be authors. They are just dying to know, how did you do this, and how can I do it too?
Obviously, if you can get a publisher in New York who will give you an advance and who will give you a lot of money for marketing and push it down the real retail channels, that's great. But that's not the only way to get published, and there are a lot of opportunities out there where you can take control of the project.
I knew how long it might take to find an agent who then might have to spend some time finding a company which then might take some time getting it between covers. And I didn't want to be age 65 or 66 before my first book was out. That's why I began investigating companies like Author House.
The thing that was most appealing about self-publishing was the fact that I had full control over what I wrote and how it was published and how I could design the cover and how I could have it distributed. And I really liked the freedom to be able to do that rather than going the traditional publisher route, which sometimes you lose all freedom in your work.
We have the freedom to try all kinds of experiments, and you couldn't do this with the mainstream houses for sure. You lose control of your content right away, and that's one of the reasons why we like independent publishing. We control and own our content, and it gives us leverage, right, in case we want to do things, right?
And you don't have to wait for somebody to give you the okay, you can just go do it. And I think that's what I really enjoyed. Was I'm not one to sit around waiting for somebody to give me the permission to do something. I want to go do it now. You can still have your books in bookstores. You can still have your book in all the other channels that a New York house would put you in.
Other authors, they have books that they actually warehouse in garages and stuff like that. It's crazy.
iUniverse is not vanity publishing. A lot of people immediately think that it's a publisher where you're going to have tons of your books in your garage and that you have to get out there and hand sell them. And that's the beauty of iUniverse. It's very green friendly, where the book is print on demand. I think that is wonderful.
In publishing books, I've learned that many surprises await authors, and I think the single biggest surprise for a first-time author is the cachet that goes with being an author. People are impressed by anyone who's imposed enough discipline on himself or herself to research and write a book. They want to learn more about the book, they want to learn more about the author, and frankly, it's all very gratifying. The
minute you say you're a writer, people don't ask, are you self-published? They don't ask you. You're automatically put on this pedestal, like they just find you so fascinating.
Every time I meet a new reader, it just totally makes my day. Right now, the youngest reader that I have is a very, very astute 8-year-old, and the oldest is 92, and everybody in between. And when I go to a book signing and I see that line of people waiting for me an hour early, I just get higher than a kite. It's a great feeling to be able to share your story with as many people as possible who want to go on the journey with you.
And there's a funny thing that's happened to us. We're not really experts in multiculturalism or diversity or anything like that, but we're getting calls from schools, universities, and we're doing all these little book fairs and panel discussions and things like that. We're doing television and radio and Atlanta and places like we're experts. When we say we're not experts, they say, well, come on anyway and talk about what you do.
And I know that it was a wonderful feeling when I sat at Book Expo in Washington, D.C. In 2006, I think it was. And I found out Without Grace was given the Silver Award for General Fiction for Book of the Year. That was phenomenal. And the gentleman sitting in front of me turned around and goes, wow. And that's a print-on-demand book. And that said it all. I said, yeah, thank you.